Hey everyone, this is Eric Gardiner with the Eric team at EXP Realty. And today I wanted to talk about the market update for last month, August 2023. You've probably seen that prices are higher than ever. That a lot of that's happening because our supply is so limited. We have a lot of still a pretty competitive market just because of that supply and continuous demand. So let's dive in and see why that's happening and what happened between August 2023 to August 2022. So when we look at the housing summary here, we can see that, on the average and median sale prices, our average price is actually up from $612,000 to $630,000, up almost 3%, while median is flat year over year at $525,000. That is also across all property types, so single family and townhouse condos. So let's differentiate the difference between a median and an average. So median is the exact middle of all the points in the data set, while average sums them all up and then divides them by that number. So while they tell different stories, we can tell that overall the value of properties in Salt Lake County is simply increasing. So next up, let's look at closed sales. So closed sales last year were a total of 1,221 in Salt Lake County. This year they were down 11.5% to 1,081. What's driving that? Partly, it's the lack of supply. We know we have increased demand, but we don't have enough supply on the market because home sellers who have great interest rates aren't necessarily looking to move, to upgrade, downgrade. They're just staying comfortable because they want to wait for interest rates to adjust before they decide to move into a different home. The home sales we are seeing are people who have to move, first-time home buyers, people that are coming to Utah for jobs, things like that. We can also notice here that they have these price range buckets. So the $300,000 to $500,000 price range bucket is the largest units of homes being sold. As we get up to the 1 to 3 million price point, we had 83 of those sales last month compared to 90 the year prior in August. Next, let's dive in. We have pending sales. Pending sales are also down, partly because of that supply and demand issue. There's a lot of questions about what the Fed's going to do with interest rates next. It seems like they're probably going to increase them another 25 basis points. Our job numbers are still really good, and there's a little bit of concern about, still cooling off that labor market. Next up, days on market. So days on market have increased also. So last year for all properties, it was 29 days on market. This year was 35 days on market. And that's been where we've been heading, this whole year. July actually had lower days on market, and they jumped quite a bit in August. I know in the North Salt Lake market, they went from 23 to 40. And yeah, this is Salt Lake County, 29 to 35. Another thing I wanted to look at was the total number of listings entered into the MLS. So this is for all of the Utah data set, so the entire state, because this tells the story of why we don't have, we have this limited inventory. This kind of demonstrates that. So looking at August, you can kind of see there was 4,876 new residential listings entered into the Utah MLS. In 2022, there was 5,436. That's a 10% decrease. So a 10% decrease in supply. And as you compare that to 2021, 2020, and 2019, you can see there in the data, 2019 we had 6,000 entered, just over 6,000. 2020, 5,775. 2021, 5,616. So we are well below normal, very much below normal. And that is all because people are more hesitant to move because money's not as cheap. They're not going to be able to get into a similar house for the same borrowing costs. As we look at July, you can see similar numbers. There's a huge drop between 2022 and 2023, almost 15,000 units. It's more like probably a 12 to 15% decrease. And June and July are some of our bigger months for residential home sales here in the state. So there's a lot going on in this market right now, and supply side of the equation is the biggest issue that we're experiencing. And so that's a quick market update about Salt Lake County. Obviously we still have more people moving here. We still have a lot of demand for our housing stock. So if you're thinking about selling or have questions about what makes sense for you in your situation, don't hesitate to reach out. You can go to heyeric.com. You can reach out to me or anyone on the team, 801-660-9173. Thanks. Have a great day.